did you call it Alibaba?
Alibaba? Well, when I started, I think internet is global. We should have a global name. And a name that, interesting, like at that time, the best name is Yahoo. Right? So I've been thinking for many days, suddenly think Alibaba is a good name. So I happened to be in San Francisco that day. I did have a lunch, and the waitress came. I asked her, do you know about Alibaba? She said, yes. I said, what is Alibaba? She said, Open Sesame. Good. So I went on the street, asked about 10, 20 people. They all know about Alibaba, 40 Thieves, and Open Sesame. And I think this is a good name. And start with A. Whatever you talk about, Alibaba is always top.
Imagine being rejected from 30 different jobs, including KFC, and still becoming one of the richest men in the world. That's the story of Jack Ma. On today's video, we're breaking down how Jack Ma, once an English teacher making just $12 a month, went on to build Alibaba and become a billionaire while teaching us lessons anyone can relate to. Before we dive into today's story, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so you'll be the very first to see our next video when it drops. Now, here's something interesting. Did you know that by mid-2021, there were over 56 million people worldwide whose assets exceeded $1 million US? Nearly 40% of them lived in the United States. Fast forward to 2024, and there are now around $58 million millionaires globally. That's about 1.5% of the entire adult population. And at the very top, only around 2,700 to 3,300 billionaires exist in the whole world. On this channel, our goal is simple. We share the journeys of the world's most successful people, the men and women who inspire us all with their hard work, resilience, and relentless mindset. And if you're someone with that same hunger for growth and success, then we'd love for you to come along with us on this journey. All right, let's get back to our story. Jack Ma was born in Hangzhou, China. Unlike most billionaire stories, his childhood wasn't glamorous. He failed multiple times at school. He wasn't great at math. He didn't have connections. In fact, he was rejected from jobs left and right. But here's where his story becomes relatable. Jack didn't stop. Instead of complaining, he looked for opportunities in his everyday life. He'd take a job of teaching English for free, building connections. Jack Ma wasn't rich, but he loved English. So he would ride his bike to hotels where tourists stayed, just to practice English for free. That little skill opened doors. He built relationships, gained confidence, and eventually became a teacher. His first money? Just $12 a month. Small, but it was the start. He always spotting opportunities others ignored. Unlike most people around him, Jack was curious about the internet. The first time he used it in 1995, he typed beer and found nothing from China. That was his light bulb moment. He realized China needed an online marketplace, and he could build it. Most people didn't even understand the internet back then, but Jack saw money where others saw confusion. He started building Alibaba with friends. Jack gathered 17 of his friends in his apartment and convinced them to invest in his idea. They built Alibaba from scratch, just a simple platform to connect Chinese businesses with buyers around the world. It wasn't fancy, it wasn't easy, but it worked. They started small, but little by little the money came. This is a relatable lesson from Jack Ma's journey. Rejection isn't the end. Jack got rejected dozens of times, but used rejection as motivation. Skills can turn into money. His English ability, something anyone can learn, was his first stepping stone. See what others don't. When people ignored the internet, Jack saw a business empire. So next time you feel rejected, remember Jack Ma, the man who couldn't get a job at KFC but ended up building Alibaba, a company worth hundreds of billions. Success doesn't come overnight, but it does come to those who keep going. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button now, because tomorrow's video might just be the one that sparks your big idea. Thank you for watching.